Hello, hello. I'm back again. So, today I'll be doing my very best to wrap up the remainder of patch 6.2. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Last time we went into the void after the creation of the artificial Atmos, going through the Torian Castle, Castle Toria, Torian Keep, Torian Palace, Torian something or other. Court of Toria? And fighting, and in a manner of speaking, killing Scarmiglione, learning a bit about Golbez and the other archfiends, and through magical MacGuffin bullshit, totally not stretching at all, be bringing Zero back. Zero being the erstwhile avatar used by Xenos throughout the events of, well, scant events he was present in Endwalker MSQ. I'm gonna make sure I used erstwhile correctly. Erstwhile. Yes. Yes, I did use it correctly. Upon cleansing Zero, we go to her domain so that we may search for more information on Golbez, as Golbez is our best lead on where we may find Ajdaya. That's more or less where we left off. Through reasons relating both to the time I had left and my ISP actively fucking choking me out. So, before it decides to reprise that role, let's get right into it. The longer one lives, the more one yearns for peace. I understand why some would sequester themselves here. 'Tis quite a gathering of void scent. I pray one among them has the knowledge we seek. 'Tis said that a person's domain is a reflection of what abides in their heart. If true, this place may offer a glimpse into Zero's past. This is my abode. The others won't come near, so you may be at ease. While they know their place, if tantalizing Aether were to walk by, I can't guarantee that they wouldn't pounce. I can hold my own, I'm good. It is a void sense nature to consume, their sole purpose, even if the pursuit of Aether may lead to their undoing. Many succumb to the instinct. But any who succumb here will have to answer to me. This is my domain's one and only rule, and it is absolute. Consider yourselves duly warned. If you wish to go among the void sent here, that is your choice to make. All have fled from one master or another, but whether any of those masters in turn served Golbez, I do not know, and must ask them. You must ask them yourselves. Most have traveled to your world, so it shouldn't be difficult to communicate. We shall go about making inquiries at once. Thank you for your counsel. Once we've learned all we can, let us reconvene at yonder plaza. Don't worry, I'll be finding all of you shortly. You're going to, of course, in which case I shall accompany you. I wish only to observe, do not expect me to help. Then it's settled. I'm ready when you are. Ready? Then lead the way. I leave it to you to decide with whom you speak. I do wish that pop-up didn't appear every single fucking time. I call this my abode, but spend hardly any time here. I return only for meditation. While physical wounds can be healed by replenishing one's Aether, you can't preserve your form if you lose sight of yourself. Such is the risk inherent in consuming another's soul. It dilutes your sense of self, alters you inside and out. To guard against this, I meditate, visualize who I am, in a place all my own. Although this is my domain, I don't make a habit of strolling about. 'Tis a strange feeling. Like how he just pops into existence. Ah, here we go. Here's your Stola. If it isn't immortal, you remind me of the time I was summoned to your world by someone who sought beauty. Well, it turned out to be a deviant who had my vessel chained to a bed, and when I tried to break free, he had the gall to call me a hideous fiend. And as if that wasn't bad enough, he started slicing me up. I left the body and fled back here as quickly as I could. Never again. Never again. As you may recall, when a larger void scent is summoned, only its soul makes the journey to the source. Upon its arrival, it takes possession of a host body, but during that time, what becomes of its actual body here in the 13th? The answer to this question may give us valuable insight into cross-rift travel. To that end, while asking after Golbez, I shall also see what the Void Scent can tell me of their experiences when summoned. To walk around with her like that, you're her minion then? You know I don't take minions. He has some questions, and I want you to answer them. Golbez, I don't know that one. Only Sakath. When she led us beyond the veil, I grew scared and fled. I've been here since. I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. That's all I can tell you. Sakath was a powerful void scent who ruled over a vast domain. That was a long time ago, though, so I doubt she has any connection to Golbez. I told you I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. Leave me be. Stay away from me. If you don't want to be eaten, stay away. Golbez. I've heard that name before. I remember. Always speaking of a great crusade. I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious. A crusade, you say? From whom did you hear this? Farfelio. He was a minion of another minion, went on and on about the terrible things he saw. I see. But perhaps Farfelio can tell us more. Why do you want to know about Golbez? Do you have a crusade too? Of a sort, I suppose, if you want to call it that. Hello, Squidman. Any words? No? I shouldn't talk to him. I gotta find the others first. This is the heart of my domain. Normally, it's deserted, but you and yours have drawn everyone out. I don't recall this statue, though. However it came to be here, I certainly didn't wish for it. Whose likeness is this, you ask? The hero who will save the world. I'm waiting for the day he comes. Or was it a she? I can't remember the details. I don't know how long I've been waiting, or why I even wait. Could you be the hero, perhaps? No, I don't think so. Something tells me I'll know when I meet him or her. I'll just have to keep waiting. Was that Estinian? Here's Varshan. Vritra. Friend. Hello? 'Twas in order to strike down the cloud of darkness that my sister crossed over into the void. What befell her after she vanished into the gate? How did she become Golbez's captive? These things and more I hope to learn. I'm probably gonna miss at least one. I'm so hungry I might die, but I can't, not while someone's near. You're not devouring my aether, you hear me? You're not devouring my aether. Wouldn't want to if I could. Maybe my avatar would, who knows? Hang on. Debatably, I should be playing Reaper right now. Like staying on theme and whatnot, but Paladin works as well. If a void scent is too weak to create its own domain, it must join with others for protection. Alternatively, it might devour them in a bid to become stronger, but in so doing, risk losing its sense of self. 'Tis an unenviable struggle. Goodness. Wait, I can mount up here? I can mount up here? Nifty. Hang on. Hang on. Stop. Stop. Here. Oh. A? There it is. Now we're in theme. Am I missing anyone? I found Justinian, Stola, and Varshan. I don't. That should be. Yeah, that's everyone. Oh, hello. Progress. You're one of the immortals. Is it true? When you die over there, you really die? So it is, so it is. What brings you here, then? Ah, yes, Golbez. He seeks strong minions to grow his army, so I hear. But recently he stopped doing that. Instead, he devours all. Perhaps he's gathered enough fodder and is now intent on bolstering his own strength. A sure sign that he is about to make a move. Satisfied with what you've learned? Ah, but let's step away before you become too tempting to resist. It's normal enough for newcomers to appear, but for her to bring them herself, that's never happened before, at least not in my time. It seems the rumors of Golbez reach even my remote domain. Fair to assume he's gathering strength for his crusade, whatever that may be. But I must say, I wouldn't have guessed that Farfelio once fought in Golbez's army. It's a miracle he survived serving an archfiend. I suppose I should explain. Farfelio is the weakest among us, constantly in fear of being devoured. He seldom consorts with others. The only one he's comfortable with is with Citarito or Cerrito. He's a fellow coward who runs the instant he sees a threat and won't stop until he's exhausted. When their hunger grows too intense, they feed on each other's aether. Such is their relationship. But I ramble. You intend to seek out Farfelio, I presume. Then I'll come with you. He's less likely to hide that way. Meanwhile, elsewhere.
Not only did the mortals conquer Troya, they defeated Scarmalione. I struggle to believe it. They're very small, my lords. They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmalione's soul into crystal. Crystal? This one speaks of Memoria. Now there's something I've not heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my eye. The very notion wasn't absurd! Drowned in darkness. As were we all.
And yet Scarmalione still does not answer. Were he alive, he would have returned by now. Weakest though he was, His ability to regenerate was without peer. If this account is true, if a Memoriat has survived, they cannot be suffered to live.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Galvez. I, Barbaricia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
'Tis true, you are a proven commander, well suited to leading an assault.
And when I have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
What do you desire?
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
The insolence. No place.
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
Upon this flowing hair and my immortal soul, I will not fail.
Then go and impress upon these interlopers the futility of defiance.
My lord.
Farfelio keeps to the fringes of my domain, this way. The Voidsent here don't answer to a master. They can do as they please, but all must answer to the hunger, and seek out prey when they need aether. Except Farfelio and Cirito. No, whatever. That is, they are content to take from one another. Barring an incident, they dare not venture out. When he takes flight, Cirito will not seek shelter until he is utterly spent. Farfelio, on the other hand, prefers to hide in the same place. Come. Oh, whatever will I do now? Cirito. I thought Farfelio was the one who was still around. Yes, I know it's a pre-existing fucking character. Oh, 1 star on how to pronounce? That's a good sign.
Chiriato.
Aye, at least I'm now like in the ballpark. I'll take in the ballpark. I'll settle for in the ballpark. Chirato, is this is rather unexpected. Where is Farfelio? Farfelio isn't here anymore. He's left. Yes, that's right. Left. That doesn't sound like him at all. Well, he's gone. All right. What more do you want me to say? And off he flees, and as he is wont to do. But something about this doesn't sit well with me. What do you make of?
Chiriato.
His behavior. He seemed frightened. Perhaps someone had threatened him. I doubt it. Had he been threatened, we wouldn't have found him in one piece. No, he would run in circles until he could run no more. That's his nature. As he says, Farfelio is gone, but that isn't quite unusual. Or that is quite unusual. As is the fact that
Ciriato.
who was clearly frightened by something, chose not to flee, but instead hid here, where Farfelio usually. No, we must go after
Ciriato.
now. Adapt, improvise, overcome.
Ciriato.
We need to talk. There's no time. The wind rises. We must flee. The wind rises? What is he talking about? After him. Sorry, sprint is on cooldown, so I'm just gonna hop my airman. Let's go. I am speed. The airman and a few other mounts. Like, I don't know. The airman's really small, so I don't know why it like manifests with it. But they feel so slow. Like a behemoth also feels slow, but like some mounts feel slow because they're massive, right? They're huge, and they all have the same speed. Same reason why why Norns in Guild Wars feel so slow. They aren't slow. They're exactly as fast as like an Asura, but the Asura felt like they were moving at light speed because they're all moving at the same speed. The difference is the size and the perspective tricks your brain into thinking you're moving faster or slower. What's gotten into you? What do you mean the wind rises? When the wind rises, she comes. Barbaricia. Barbaricia? Who in the world is that? We must flee, all of us. There's no time. I don't sense anything, but he seems convinced. It's a dead end beyond. We'll corner him. There he is. There's.
Ciriato.
Alright, I'm pretty sure this is voiced, so I won't get in before it's the wrong pronunciation. It's not actually based on that. That'd be fucking hilarious. Oh, it's not voiced. It's doomed. We have nowhere to run. What are you running from? I already told you, Barbaricia, the Archfiend of Wind. Archfiend, you say? We will be devoured or forced to serve, to fight in the crusade. But it makes no difference. In the end, all are eaten by her or her enemies. I didn't want to fight anymore. That's why I fled and came here. I see. That explains everything, almost. I thought it was Farfelio who used to serve an archfiend, not you. Not you, who always ran at the first sign of trouble. You who now speak as though you were Barbaricia's minion. There's only one explanation. He devoured Farfelio, didn't he? Indeed. That would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So, is that the way of it? Did you devour Farfelio, and not just a portion of his aether, but his entire being? How did you know? It wasn't only your behavior that felt strange. You felt strange, as if there was more of you present. Now, I don't believe you would have lost control. More likely, it was at Farfelio's behest. I can't hide anything from you. I admit it. Farfelio didn't leave. I ate him. He feared Barbaricia more than anything, hated the endless fighting. So he begged me to devour him, that he would never have to fight again. Rather than an eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain. For all the good it did, I can still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened, so very frightened. When you're eaten, your essence is blended with that of your devourer, and though you have no control, your consciousness in part endures. Were this a world where the wheel of life and death still turned, the soul wouldn't linger so stubbornly. In time, it would return to the great flow. But there's no such end here, no escape. All know this, and making his choice, Farfelio must have been desperate indeed. And now that desperation has joined with
Ciriato.
Sphere, driving him to act erratically. This place will become a battlefield. We don't want to be eaten, neither me nor Farfelio, but there's nowhere to go, nowhere. Then tell me about Barbaricia. I would know who it is we face. It's too late. She's as good as here, and no one can escape her winds. No one.
Barbaricia! She has come!
Excuse me? Yeah. My keybind wasn't working. That's fine. There it is.
And she's brought her domain with her. The Archfiend's after you and yours, I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
I can't bear it! Eating and being eaten! I only want to be left in peace!
You and me both.
One of the Archfiends approaches.
They must have been tracking our movements.
She's here.
Excellent. You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troya.
So you're Barbaricia.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken, save in reverence and fear. And what is this pitiful domain? Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery.
F.
Alas, poor Scarmiglione, and good riddance. Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell.
A dragon.
A dragon. One who
Wow.
crossed to this world thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
A dragon, you say? Huh. My Lord Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us. Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh. You even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Unlike Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine. If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain. You may flee instead if you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another, I will have satisfaction.
I like how the sword thing stayed behind.
What's the plan then?
Nice bit of consistency there. Didn't notice it the first time through. Go after Barbaricia. What else? I've got hallowed ground. I'll be fine.
Indeed. Yet she will have the upper hand in her domain. We must be no less than fully prepared.
I'll call in like seven of my best friends. It's fine.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
You may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, but my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment.
What about
Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid,
waiting in the wings
You know my
and just
price.
smacking her with a memoria? That's all we asking here, man.
I shall pay it. So long as you leave me strength enough to see my sister home, you may take as much as you wish. And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Barbaricia too recognized its potency.
very well. We have a bargain.
This is actually a really fun extreme fight. I did this for it was like one of my first ever like on content extremes. Really fun mechanics. I'm actually like looking forward to getting back into doing extremes because of fights like this one. I have no intention of demanding anyone's aether until afterwards. Weakening you now would only reduce my chances of getting paid. Just you wait, Barbaricia. I will have answers from you yet. What little I learned in your absence did not pertain to the Archfiends. That discussion can wait until after we've tended to Barbaricia. The less time we give the enemy to prepare, the better. If everyone is ready, then let us set forth. Indeed, and yet my heart weighs heavy for those Barbaricia struck down. Were it not for us, she would not have come here. Should you require a moment, Zero? For what? Barbaricia took what she could. She was wise to strike quickly, as would we be. Agreed. There's no time for sentiment. Only the battle matters now. Scarmiglione possessed the power of regeneration. Let us see what Barbaricia can do with her winds. A word of warning. Barbaricia spoke as if she would give us answers if we were to defeat her. But even assuming she'll talk, which I doubt, I trust I needn't tell you how foolish it is to give the Archfiend a second chance. Best to seal her away at the earliest opportunity. If you wish to peer into her past, the memoria will suffice. I'll try, but I make no guarantees. You do that, and if you fail, well, you'll just have to search elsewhere for answers. Rest assured, this won't be our last opportunity to learn about Ajdaya. If another Archfiend were to fall, Golbez would surely be compelled to respond. We need only wait for our query to come to us. Indeed, if our struggles with Scarmillione taught us aught, 'tis that we must hold nothing back when facing an Archfiend. Let us heed Zero's advice and seal her away at the earliest opportunity. If we're all in agreement, then let us be off. We travel by Nisroch. Nisroch? To transform a void sent into Memoria, we must first drain them of their aether. To wit, we must wound them gravely. This is not the first trial we have faced since coming to this world, nor will it be the last. But with you all beside me, I am confident we will prevail. So come, let us sally forth. Scarmillione was the Archfiend of Earth, while Barbricia is the Archfiend. While Barbricia is of the wind. In this world given to darkness, I wonder what significance their elemental titles hold. Barbricia will use every advantage she has, traps, ambushes. We must be prepared for all that and more. Is that its name or its category, or its like type, whatever? Is that a Nisroch, or is he Nisroch?
You're not the only ones who can ride the wind.
I really hope Reaper gets some Memoria-themed abilities in Dawn Trail. I think that's my biggest wish list for Reaper. I also think it'd be really neat if Communio had a follow-up attack, kind of like how the old Ninja rotation worked back in Shadowbringers. I'd also really enjoy that. Like after Communio, it would be like Memoria. We do the big blue slash move that Zero does. I think that'd be cool. I'm really excited for the job action trailer. In fact, the job action trailer should be coming up reasonably soon. Yeah, like sometime in the next month or so. I think it actually says in they released the schedule a while ago. I might check that soonish. The Duty Finder has been updated with a new regular duty. In fact, I'm probably going to do it during this queue, because I doubt this is going to be an instant pop. Right, Storm's Crown, join. Oh no! I'm on Aether? Uh-oh. Well, I got plenty of time to look up that schedule. Event schedule. Not the seasonal event, please. I want... Nope, not that either. They released a calendar with stuff. It was all the things they're planning on doing up until Dawn Trail launch. No, this is their statement on the benchmark. Character creator being a little funky. Calendar. Oh, I can barely fucking read this. No, this is not what I'm looking for. I don't particularly want to have to dig through Reddit. Reddit. Ah, here it is. Beautiful. 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 Oh, that's in Japanese. I can't read that. It's giving me a name, though. I can work with that. Schedule. Until Dawn Trail. Release. English. That's still in Japanese. Wait. I think I found it. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Hey, here it is. Beautiful. I'm just gonna fucking save image as temp.jpg. Save. Yes, please replace temp.jpg. Thank you. Resize this window. Get rid of this window, actually. These work? Beautiful. It even fills the screen. That's cool. Alright, Yokai Watch. Dragon Quest. Wait. Yokai Watch goes until start of Dog Trail. Beautiful. So it looks like Rain, Treasure Trove, 16 event, and Media Tour. Alright, so sometime between the 15th and the 30th of next month. I think? Like, sometime in there is when we're gonna get the job action trailer. Okay. 48-hour maintenance. I guess it is a big update. I could have sworn Endwalker was only 24. Anyway. Let's shrink this a bit. Let me put it there. Gonna make it go away. Oh, wrong button. Hang on, hang on. Fixed it. Okay. Yeah, that is like a long time to wait. That's like almost 20 days. Okay, it is like almost exactly 16 days, but still. Anyway, I'm not liking my chances for this queue. So, I'm not gonna waste any more time. I'm just gonna fucking go straight into fucking, Halls of Torment, because I don't think we're getting through this queue in a reasonable time. Alright, halt, stop. Oh no, what have I done? No, get out of my fucking favorites. Wait, what? Remove from favorites, get out of here. Be gone. Halls of Torment. Play. Audio panel. Menu mute. Tab over. Back to OBS, please. I don't know. Okay, there's the queue. You good? Oh, I see the problem. Hang on. There we go. Anyway, so Warlock. Okay, I think I like the loadout I've got right now. Yeah, summoning focus. No, what have you done? Give me that back. I'm not dealing fire damage. I got plants to collect. Don't really need the fire boots. Although movement speed would be nice. Defense is also good though. Yeah, I'll keep the boots the same. None of these are none of these are appealing. Yeah, I'm just gonna go out with this. Let's go. So the goal with Warlock is summons as many ads in the field as possible, as well as attack speed and area. The bigger your summons are, the faster you sign. Oh yeah, multi-hit's also very good, but that's just everything. No build is hurt for having multi-hit. Genuinely hoping that that 15-minute queue doesn't end up being like 15 minutes. This is how things work out sometimes, you know? Especially when we're like, it makes you really worried about the other two trials I still have to get through though. Oh, I can't re-roll these? That's rough. I don't want any of these. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I can't just walk away for a minute. So I can, like, level up once, and then I can't. Why? Fine, I guess I'll take the fucking Kugel Blitz. I was really hoping for Golem, not gonna lie. Attack speed. Thick force. Cool. I'll take it. You know what? All things considered, given the success of Pal World, I wonder if we're going to see a boom of pet games or like trainer games in the indie scene now. Cause I got thinking on it, right? Because like this came out with like 1,000,005 other like a Survivors likes after Vampire Survivors did as well as it did. I feel like, need we talk about the fucking FNAF boom? I wonder if Pal World will trigger a similar, where everyone's gonna make this style of game now for like 2 years, until like no one ever wants to play this style of game again. Yeah, Golem, let's go. Now we're cooking with gas. Cabbage. Speed, range, ow. I'll take this. More golem, please. Thank you. Regen. Regen. Good God, let me move up. Thank you. Attack speed. I'm gonna want to grab a defense pretty soon. Oh shit. Oh shit. Not good. Fuck. Almost in the battery, I think. Or that battery magnet. Oh, popped. Settings, mute, tab, volume, change scene.
Come, give yourselves to my scouring winds that I may feast upon your essence.
Oh, 2 sages, same weapon. It's the relic. Current.
Such rich, exquisite evil. My head shimmers with anticipation.
it. Didn't get snapshot. Love to see it.
My looks are as the wind.
Oh, you're gonna miss the rotation. Rude.
Strong and free.
Why did I get out of my burst phase?
Try this.
You're a little late. Well, I'm out of sync.
You've done well to last this long. But the battle has only just begun.
Certified Bayonetta moment.
I'll slaughter you all.
Oof.
Dodge this if you can. I'll make it quick.
I can't see shit. Blind ballerina, man. So many effects.
Don't underestimate.
Oh, there was my interrogation. Love to see it.
Feel my fury. Know your place.
No, doctor.
There's still time. With more of the dragon's ether, I can yet... You're finished. Damn it all!
I see you've bested Barbaricia. Well done.
Oh shit! It's not an all against.
Her minions too are all crystallized or scattered. The day is ours.
What of my sister? Tell me you learned something about Ashdaya. So the Archfiend and her crystal yielded not.
Our efforts have not been entirely fruitless. We have deprived your sister's captor of another powerful champion. With Zero, we may yet challenge Golbez and his minions.
Indeed. We could not have come this far without your aid. Thank you, Zero.
I but fulfilled my part of the bargain. And now I will have my...
Her ether is nearly spent. Perhaps unsurprising given how much power she used.
I wouldn't want to face another Archfiend without her. We should hurry back to Zero's domain.
Agreed. Eager though I am to continue, it would be unwise to risk our lives for the sake of haste. Let us suspend the mission and tend to Zero.
In her present state, Zero is easy prey for other Void Scent. We must be on our guard. Zero hasn't so much as stirred. Such power she must have expended. Though Zero remains unconscious, she appears otherwise fine. Insofar as I can discern, at any rate, being part Void Scent, her physiology may be rather different from ours. Let us observe her for a while as we discuss our next move. Though slow as to be nearly imperceptible, Zero's chest rises and falls in a steady rhythm. How long do you suppose she will remain this way? I haven't the faintest inkling, nor can I say whether the aether we can afford to share will be enough to awaken her. 'Twould be best to take her back with us to the source. There she would be guaranteed all she requires. Zero cannot give her consent, but it seems we have no choice. The alternative would be to leave her here defenseless. Should she later desire it, we can bring her home. Arntel, might I ask you to hold on to Barbaricia's memoria? It may yet serve a purpose. Oh, what happened to her? You have business with Zero? We have a newcomer, a former minion of Barbaricia. Let her know when she wakes, will you? Barbaricia's minion. Why not go and find this newcomer? So we have something to tell Zero, if nothing else. Indeed. May I trouble you to join me, Arentel? With luck, we might learn something of Golbez. Worry not, we will keep an eye on Zero. Go and meet this newcomer. When the leader falls, the minions pledge themselves to the enemy. There's no loyalty, only survival. This appears to be the newcomer. You're the ones who felled Barbarici. I won't make trouble. I'll obey, so please, let me stay. If you would obey, then tell me all you know of Golbez. There's much I can tell. Only the Archfiends are allowed into his domain. Wherever it is, none but they know. I see. No better way to guard oneself than keeping one's location secret. How does Golbez communicate with his minions afield? He has these scepters, staves, whatever they are. He uses them to talk to those far away. Not unlike link pearls, at least in function. This will be all. My thanks for your cooperation. My thanks to you as well for affording me the time. I'm satisfied, so let us rejoin the others and head home. Whenever Barbaricia moved to her domain, some would get left behind. No such worries here. Vritra has told all. Golbez goes to great lengths indeed to conceal his whereabouts. Well, I'm sure Nabdeen has matters under control. I can't help but worry. Let's not keep him waiting. Wow. I trust you understand that once we leave the 13th, we will not return until we have prepared to resume our search. Knowing this, are you ready to depart? Pretty sure. I doubt they'd... Oh, I probably should have searched after Churio, man. Back to Tutoria, then, and thence home.
you're all safe. Thank the sisters.
A moment while I close the gate. There. We may rest easy for now. Was there any trouble? I expect some void scent slipped through.
A few did, aye. But we were ready and dealt with them without incident.
That is well. I cannot thank you enough for your vigilance.
Yes, you're grateful. But aren't you forgetting something more important? You know, the polite but warm formalities one delights in hearing when their little brother returns from a long journey.
Indeed, you are right. It is good to be home again, among those who I love dearly and missed so much.
And we are glad to receive you, Vashan. Welcome home.
Chambers have been prepared for your use at Megaduta. Let us take Zero there at once.
Master Melfren, we have been expecting you. If you would follow me, I will show you to the guest chambers.
Our mission took many an unexpected turn. I am relieved that we have all returned safely. But before you all enjoy the rest you have earned 12 times over, I would consult you on one last matter.
Zero.
While she appears none the worse for wear, she remains locked in slumber, and I cannot help but worry. Is there aught we can do to expedite her recovery? If her ether is exhausted, perhaps I can share some of mine now.
In the wastelands of the 13th, one can only replenish ether by taking it from others, be it by trade or by force. In contrast, the source is rich in ambient ether. Simply being here and drawing breath, Zero will absorb what she needs.
Then we need but wait?
I believe so. She will awaken in time, and when she does, give her something to eat. Judging by her form, she should also be able to derive nourishment from food. I know you promised her your ether, but perhaps she might appreciate fine Harnish cuisine more.
Food can certainly be arranged.
She looks like any other person. Unsurprising, perhaps, given that she is only part void scent.
Zero said before that Xenos had altered her essence. A change wrought, I suspect, with the power of darkness. It acted upon the part of her that is void-sent, rendering it dominant. Thus, we were able to reverse it with the power of light. I labor to believe that Xenos possessed such arcane knowledge. In all likelihood, it came from Fandaniel. Were Zero wholly void-sent, I doubt the crystal would have had an effect on her. One might say that Hydaelyn had a hand in your meeting.
Okay, but why though? Hydaelyn would have no reason to know about any of this. She was dead before it happened.
There's no exaggeration to say that Zero has proven herself invaluable.
Did we pass Vana word when we were doing the pandemonium?
Cooperation may come at a price, but whatever it is, I am willing to pay it. Exhausting though it may be at times.
My chamber is much the same as this one, too opulent for my taste, but at least it has space to train. She seems to be faring better here. Praise be the sisters. Zero's breathing appears to be less strained than it was in the 13th. If I may excuse myself, I wish to pay a visit to the High Crucible. While the scales functioned admirably, it would be prudent to have them inspected for signs of degradation. By all means, I shall do the same for this vessel. Then I'll go and meet with the soldiers, share with them what I learned fighting Voidsent in the 13th. What of you, my friend? Have you any immediate plans? I might go tend my island. Truly. Had I known you had such interests, I might have entrusted you with the development of our nearby isles to attract visitors. At any rate, should you be in no hurry, might I trouble you with a small task first? I wish to have food ready for Zero when she awakens, you see. Would you be willing to go to Mahariad's Mahane and ask for suitable refreshments? Excellent. In the meantime, Nidana shall watch over Zero. She is already en route. Let us each tend to our respective businesses and reconvene anon. I'm lost. Help. Help. Anyone interesting? No, doesn't look like it. Well, welcome to Mahariad's Mahane. Please make yourself comfortable. What? A guest of the satrap has collapsed from hunger. Of course, I would be happy to help. You need only tell me what you desire. A modest quantity of living mortal's aether should suffice. Something light and refreshing, like fruit, perhaps. Ah, yes, that would be perfect for someone coming out of a long slumber. Please take these apples with you then. They've just come in, and I can guarantee their freshness. Afterwards, once our guest feels better, she's welcome to sample whatever else we can provide. Just let me know. Ah, welcome back. Lest you worry, Mistress Nidana has been taking good care of our guests. Will you be joining them now? This cutscene is very good. High quality cutscene.
Light. Is this an inn? What happened? How did I get here? There's no time. I must rejoin the battle. I must...
Oh, you're awake! Wonderful! Ah! Ah!
What is this? Some sort of fiend?
A fiend? Where is it? Where? Ah, but this is no time for jokes. You're in the sauce, my dear. The world next door.
In the
So to
sauce.
speak. The others brought you here after you collapsed. I'll fetch them at once. Wait, just a moment.
I took the liberty of arranging refreshments. I hope you find them as flavorful as they are invigorating.
This isn't what you promised. I suppose ether is ether.
Wait. Don't tell me you don't know how to eat?
I took what I needed from it. What's the problem?
Where's the enjoyment in that? You're supposed to bite, to chew, to savor, and then swallow. That's the way. So, did it taste good?
I don't know.
The long years without eating may have dulled your sense of taste.
Well, we void scent have no need for such when consuming others. There are some who speak of taste when describing the quality and affinity of their prey's ether. But I loathe the act. Taking ether in small amounts like this is one thing, but diluting my essence, diminishing myself. I'd sooner die. And I have died, countless times.
You have? But what happens when you do?
Not much. After a while, you return, together with all your expended life force. The important thing is to die where others won't devour you.
Amazing! My peers who study immortality and resurrection would be most interested in this phenomenon.
The question of taste aside, I am glad that you are able to partake of food like us. I dare say it agrees with your personal preferences.
That's true. You can keep giving me the same on a regular basis.
Very well. As my guest, I shall see that you do not want for comfort. And one other thing. We brought you to our world without your consent, and for that, I apologize. If you wish it, we will return you to yours once you have regained your strength.
It's fine. I have no reason to go back. Except for yours, perhaps. You intend to cross over again, I take it.
I do. I have yet to find my sister. I want nothing more than to rush to her aid, to find this Golbez and free her from his clutches, if he still holds her captive.
Though if our recent experience has taught us anything, 'tis that the 13th is more dangerous than we ever imagined. Caution must be our watchword.
Better late than never. In the short time you spent in our world, you left a trail of chaos in your wake. You managed to return in one piece this time, but don't assume you'll be so lucky the next.
Rest assured, we will make no assumptions and spare no preparation. Speaking of which, while we rest and ready ourselves, I ask that you tell me more about your home. In return, I will tell you about ours. I will show you my domain, Radzet Han.
Again, a stranger in this strange land. I have a condition. You must come too.
You have my thanks.
Ah, Master Malfred. If you would follow me, I will show you... Oh, it's a fucking gate attendant. I've read it. Fuck. This world is brimming with aether. I feel invigorated just standing here in the breeze. Glad am I to hear that. So, is there any... Where the fuck is... I'm standing up, Varshan. God damn it. Glad am I to hear that. So, is there any place in particular you wish to see? Perhaps where that food came from. Apple, was it? Well, I don't expect I'll collapse again. It would be good to know where I can procure more, if necessary. Mahid's Mahane, it is, then. I shall introduce you to the head waitress, Mahil. I'm already committed to not using the Aetherite. This is the place. The air is different here, and I speak not of the heat. There's a texture to it, a fullness, unlike that of elsewhere. You smell the cooking, I believe. Hannish cuisine is quite fragrant and delicious. I hope you will agree. We could attempt to introduce Zero to Mayreed herself, but Mihiel is more likely to be available. And then just get this out of the way. While bound to Xenos, I never saw vibrant cities like this, only ruined places not so different from the Void. Do you recall the time we traveled together to the outpost? Should our tour take us outside the city, we must make use of Hamza again. If you say so. Welcome to Mayreed's Main. Greetings, mate. What the fuck? Excuse me? Greetings, Mihiel, and may I introduce you to Zero. She is an esteemed guest, and I ask that you see to her meals during her stay. Ah, yes, Mayreed has told me all. Please come to us whenever you are hungry. We'll look after you. 'Twas here that Arantel obtained the apple. While the palace cooks can prepare whatever you desire, it is certainly a quick and convenient food. I'll remember it. Who are the ones there, moving their bodies about? Is it some ritual related to eating? The dancers. They move their bodies to bring pleasure to those who are watching. 'Tis a form of entertainment, part of our culture. How needlessly complicated. We Void Scent prefers simpler pleasures. That may be the way of it now, but your world too must have had such complicated diversions once. I don't remember. Well, let us move on. I propose we visit Belshan's Bazaar, where goods the world over may be found. We good. Ain't got nothing to say. Fair enough. What are these things for? What do you do here? This is a marketplace where people buy and sell goods. Since its earliest days, Razdahan has served as a trading hub, and here you'll find not only local products, but wares from distant lands. I should mention that the vendors generally only accept payment in coin or tomestones. If there is aught you desire, I shall take care of it. So, that's what tomestones are for. Void Scent returned with them on occasion, but I never knew their purpose. They struck me as useless trinkets, and I couldn't understand your obsession with them. On that subject, there appeared to be no shops in the 13th. Do you never make bargains in which possessions are exchanged? We do, but rarely. We strike bargains when we want something done. If we desire an object, we kill whoever has it. I see. Your bargains may be likened to employment, I believe. I shall bear this in mind. With that, let us continue on. I propose we head to the High Crucible of Alchemia. What? Why, Master Vitra? How may we serve you this morning? If you're here for your vessel, I'm afraid we're still tending to it. No, there is no rush. Pray take as much time as you require, and know that I have complete faith in your work. The High Crucible is home to the finest alchemists. They are the ones who created my bodies, and can provide you with healing as well. Now that I think on it, you weren't at all surprised when I changed forms. Were you aware of my nature from the start, that I was a soul occupying a vessel not my own? It's hardly uncommon in our world. When given the chance, many shed their bodies to claim stronger ones. Oh, you must be the rumored guest. We've been most eager to meet you. If you have a moment, would you care to stay for some tea? The sisters know we'd love to hear your tales. No, I've had enough food for now, and can always obtain more without the need for inane chatter. Now, no need to decline outright. I dare say you are tired, so let us save it for another time and return to Megaduta. If aught catches your eye en route, do not hesitate to say so. Some sort of fruit. Pitiful things, though. I imagine you'd need to eat a lot to derive any satisfaction. These are mulberry trees. While the fruits are indeed edible, more important are the leaves, which we feed to silkworms. Without the creatures, we wouldn't have the silk to make our famous Thavnarian weave. Furthermore, the bark on the tree also possesses medicinal properties. You would be hard-pressed to find a more useful plant. Is that so? Aside from food, I wouldn't have considered any other purpose for it. Master Fritra and Arentel, too. Oh, is this going to be, Yeah, it is. I couldn't remember his name. Or more so, I couldn't remember how to pronounce it. If it isn't young Merid, and that must be your sister. I'm not even going to try. Is all well at the orphanage? Yes, your Excellency. The other children are very nice, and we all look out for one another. Just the other day, Astinian came to see us. Everyone was really excited. Truly, Astinian paid you a visit. That as well. Is she a new friend? After a fashion. Friend. You know what that is? What? You mean you don't? She is a visitor from a faraway land, you see, and is still unfamiliar with our language. Then we'll teach you. A friend is someone you like to play with. Play with. Zero seems to be enjoying herself. Xenos, God, literally so close. Xenos seemed to be enjoying himself when he fought you. Is that the same thing? Absolutely not. It's in the ballpark, I guess. It's a big fucking ballpark. Then I'm no closer to understanding it. Why he traversed the great expanse, why he risked life and limb for you. But I waste energy dwelling on such things. I am not Xenos. I stand to gain nothing by knowing his heart. I'm sorry I couldn't explain it well. There's no need to apologize. The fault is not yours, but mine for failing to make sense of your words. Well, we had better get back to our errand. Goodbye. It was nice meeting you. What is a friend? 'Tis a seemingly simple question, but the answer is anything but. Only a child, innocent and pure, could reply with nary a moment's hesitation. Through Xenos, I thought I understood the ways of your world, but the more I learn of it, the more I realize how little I actually know. It's all so strange, your behavior and your reasons. I find myself baffled at every turn. But the feeling is not unwelcome. I'm learning, bit by bit. It was the right decision to join you. Darkness warped all life in the void, even plants. Only now do I recall flowers and the value they held. I believe that Zero's time here has been rewarding, and 'twas no small part due to your company. My thanks for agreeing to join us. Come, let us return to Megaduta. Welcome back, Mr. Melfren. Will you be heading to our guest chambers?
So, what are your impressions of Radzatan?
There's a lot of mortals.
By and large, that's all you're going to find here.
Considering your origin,
Varshan notwithstanding.
I can see why that might be your first observation. Though they would call each other people, I think.
Actually, are dragons
if you wish to know
immortal?
about our fair city, I should be glad
Do
to place a
dragons die
guide
of old
at your
age? I
disposal.
don't think they do. Unless, like, Midgardsormr was an outlier, and the Great Worms, for that matter. And other dragons who've been around
No need.
since the original
I'll show myself
Ashgardian Empire.
around.
Kingdom,
There's only
whatever
so
it's
much about my home I can share with you in return, after all.
Hang on.
While I remember some
I'm
few
gonna go check
tales of
the
the past,
Encyclopedia
I
Eorzea.
cannot
Back in a
speak
moment.
to their authenticity.
Would that be in 2 or 3? I'll grab both. Why isn't it on auto advance? Hang on.
But if that is
Not
enough,
to mention,
then I will
frickin'
tell you of the events that
Ashdaya,
saw
who's been
darkness
kicking
engulf our
since,
world.
like, dawn of goddamn
The Contra
dawn.
Memoria.
Weapons, armor. Oh, designs, burdens, exposure and onto.
We are all ears. Please.
Long ago, light filled the world and all was at peace. But then the servants of darkness came, and they bequeathed a black art unto men. Channeling the power of hope and prayer, one could call forth fearsome beings known as Eidolons.
The Ascians. And these Eidolons are surely primals.
Then you have faced the same, and understand that when an Eidolon is birthed, strife follows. And in such strife, the weak are the first to suffer. When it seemed the world would be plunged into chaos, heroes appeared. They who were blessed with a singular power. The power to bind the ether of Eidolons within crystals known as Memoria. My mother was one such Memoriate. But in fighting to save many, she herself was touched by darkness. As was I.
And so you were born part Voidsent, before the world was overcome.
How exactly did that calamity come to pass? Did the Memoriates not triumph?
They did. They expunged the seeds of chaos and restored the peace, only to find themselves seduced by the darkness they had sealed. They spread the taint, transforming men into monsters, what you call Voidsent, and raised armies to wage new wars.
Not the first to be corrupted by power, nor the last.
Some defied temptation and held fast to the light. My mother and I among them. For years and years we fought, but it was not enough. And when our strength was spent, our bulwarks broken, so too was the world.
The flood of darkness.
The stars faded from the heavens as a pall black as pitch enveloped creation. Darkness raged unchecked, rending the very walls of reality. I was cast into the rift, and there trapped for what felt like an eternity. Until I came upon a crack, Tiny, infinitesimal, but enough for me to squeeze through and find my world changed beyond recognition into the lightless waste you saw.
So that is how you were able to escape becoming a void scent in full.
I suppose I should consider myself fortunate. Were I like most others, I wouldn't have lasted a day before being devoured. We, the Lost, are better equipped to survive in a lost world.
Don't mind me, I missed, the Encyclopedia Eorzea makes no mention on the lifespan of dragons. So that's cool. I'm just gonna assume that, they are biologically immortal.
A lost world, you say?
Until such time as
I wouldn't
I'm
be so
told
sure.
otherwise.
The 13th is still there, is it not?
What are you getting at?
To explain requires that we initiate you into the truth of the source and its reflections. Be warned that this will take a while.
Then, unlike the worlds that have been rejoined, mine still...
The Oracle of Light prevented the first from being completely overcome. So the situation may not be completely identical to that of your 13th. But the fact remains that we were able to restore a measure of balance to a world brought to the brink of destruction. After which, some intrepid young souls succeeded in restoring life back to lands thought lost to light. Which gives me cause to hope the day may yet come when life springs forth anew in the 13th. Of course, these are only possibilities. I offer no guarantees. But having experienced what we have, I dare say we are more qualified than most to speak on the matter.
Wait, I don't understand. Why would you say these things? As if you mean to... But the sole reason you came to the Void was...
To find a dragon, aye. And in light of what we've seen, we'd be fools to strive for more. But we Scions, former Scions, begging your pardon, have a habit of not leaving well enough alone. And old habits die hard, don't they, my friend?
Restoring the light would serve our efforts to find and free Ashdaya. There is no reason
got my
not to
answer,
try.
okay. I'm satisfied. They are, in fact, biologically immortal. Like, they only die if killed.
I have no desire to save that world.
Be that as it may, we will have need of your power when next we face Void Scent.
You know how it works. If you want my help, you must pay my price.
Fair.
And now that you've drawn Golbez's attention, it's going to cost you more. A lot more.
How many apples do you want?
I will consider this a deposit.
Fair. Like, I've got botany at 90. I can go out and get you so many fucking apples. You don't even know. You don't even know. Though our time in the void was short, we managed to ascertain that my sister yet lives, and it cannot be overstated how fortunate we are to have met Zero. But the greater blessing is never the less you, my friend, for your encouragement to embark upon my search anew, and your help in overcoming the challenges thus far. I am ever a friend of DragonCon. We will get to him later. We will get to him later. I promise. I promise. Small problem though. Getting to him is at the very bottom of my checklist. So maybe not until after Dawn Trail. We'll see. Gomez and his minions will seek to stymie our efforts. Of this we can be sure. But with you at my side, I have confidence that we will succeed, that we will find and liberate my sister, and that we shall return home together. Meanwhile, elsewhere...
First Scarmiglione, and now Barbariccia. Useless, the both of them.
'Twas no lie. They conspire with a Memoriat.
And their search for the dragon will lead them here. The war looms nigh. We cannot allow these interlopers to interfere.
If I may, my lord, I have a plan to eliminate them. In order to guarantee success, however, I will require Cagnazzo's cooperation. Now there's sport to be had, then I'll play along. As much as I dislike your lead, I have no patience for screaming.
Well and good to have confidence, but do not forget the cost of failure.
Rest assured, I will see the dream to fruition. Even should I be consumed by my own flames, I will pave the way for one and all.
Then I will trust in your oath and your plan.
We will give you cause to rejoice, my lord. This I vow. Aha! Some excitement for a change.
No sacrifice is too great. Even should my 4 archfiends be lost, I will not halt my steps. The prison of passivity is an obstacle to my cause, and so you must fall. What irony that the blessed damned should set us free. As I swore so long ago. The gate lies open. At long last, my ambition shall be fulfilled!
Okay, so that wraps up patch 6.2. Now, I have roughly an hour left. A little bit under. About an hour left. In that hour, I think it is very feasible for me to get to just before the dungeon of patch 6.3, which will set me up very, very well for going through the rest of 6.3 tomorrow. And if I fall short, oh well. So, I think that I'm going to do that. However, at roughly 2 p.m. Eastern, I will have to wrap up the stream. So, we'll see how it goes. And then tomorrow, I'm going to go through everything that's left in God's Revel Lands Tremble, and we'll see how I'm feeling at that point. Because it would also be very, very cool if I could get through some portion of the Dark Throne. So, Varshan, hello. Ah, Arentel, as always, your timing is most fortuitous. I wish to share with you news concerning Zero. You will recall that in exchange for Aether, she agreed to aid us in our search for my sister. At Y'shtola's suggestion, I began providing said Aether in the form of food. Zero has found the arrangement to be agreeable and has been eating steadily. In large part due to that, she claims to have already made a full recovery. If you and the others are ready as well, I would set forth for the Void once more. Excellent. I shall inform Y'shtola and Destinian, and then go to collect my other vessel from the alchemists. In the meantime, might I ask you to fetch Zero? She was absent when I visited her chambers earlier, but I suspect you will find her in the corridor connecting Yuj and Kama. It seems she's grown partial to the view of the city it affords. Once we have attended to our respective tasks, let us gather here. You know, a really good reason to not be doing this is Reaper is the queue times. I think I should really relish being an in-demand class while I can. Oh man, I don't know, man. We'll see how the opening of how launched. Neat glamour, I like it. How a launch day goes on. I wish I could have a glamour like that. I wish I had the palettes to have a secondary Dark Knight glamour, where it's like classical night. Oh man, if only. Hang on. Damn. Honestly speaking, that's like one of the biggest things I'm worried about, is that they've made no reference to the glamour palette system at all throughout all of the lead up to Dawn Trail, and I'm horrified. Because like my only option is gonna be getting rid of my probably my dancer and or machinist glamour. Or red mage. I could probably have red mage use my, where is it? My general purpose glamour. There it is. Nope, that's not it. There it is. It's not even mentioning fucking Pictomancer. Oh, man. It's unfortunate.
Everyone is so carefree. Unafraid and unconcerned in spite of their weakness, and how easily their lives could be torn apart in an instant. Such luxury is a loss to us. We have no hopes or dreams, and even the release of death. Only hunger. Others are a means to an end, at times a literal one. We forge covenants with men and come here to feed, or to die. I thought it would be no different when I was summoned by Xenos. Lives were tools to him, to be used and discarded at whim. In that respect, he was a void-sent at heart. But towards you, and you alone, he behaved differently. And I cannot fathom why. What was it that drove him? What made him choose such an end? But enough about that man. He is dead and we are all better for it.
True.
Why are you here? Was there something you needed?
He has served his narrative purpose. Please leave Xenos dead, I beg.
So you're heading back now. Then as per our bargain, I will go as well.
I've been at the Great Work, discussing our experiences in the Void with the alchemists. Though they found much of it surprising, they were especially shocked to learn that darkness prevents souls from finding rest. If you're ready to get back to it, then so am I. So much aether, I can't remember the last time I felt such fullness. I could get used to this.
Everyone is here? Good. Let us set forth for the Void once more.
What is it? He's calling.
What is the meaning of this?
Unless I'm mistaken, that was intended for one of your kin. Who?
Who do you think, Stola?
It was for the briefest of moments. But I felt her. Ashdire.
I thought she was in the void.
As did I. Yet the presence was unmistakable. Thus did I call out, only for it to fade and vanish.
Perhaps she crossed over to the source, then immediately turned back.
I do not know. Could she have found a way home?
The how of it aside, if she was indeed in the source, there may be clues where she came through that could lead us back to her. Where exactly was it that you felt her presence?
Far to the north. That was all I could discern.
The north, you say? Beyond the bounty? Garlemald?
As good a place to start as any. My apologies, Zero, but your return to the Void will have to wait.
I told you before that I have no reason to go back there. Do as you will.
All right. I presume you wish to stay here in Radzatan until we return?
You've kept me amply fed. I wouldn't be averse to helping you on your search.
If Ashdaya was indeed here, other Voidsent may have made the journey as well. Very well. We would welcome your company.
If it's decided, then I'll contact our associates in Garlemald. It's me. Still talking everyone's ears off, I trust? Understood. We'll see you there. We're to rendezvous at Tertium. We'll need to teleport to make it there in time. Can you?
Aye. I know it well from my time as an avatar.
Then it seems we're all set.
Did she also attune to that aetherite when she was with Xenos? Does
If
she
there's nothing
share
else,
all of
let us
Xenos'
see to our final
attunements?
preparations.
How can she teleport to Tertium? We have no reason to doubt Vritra. Let us depart for Garlemald as soon as possible. Sister, was it really you? That caught me off guard, aye? So, that was a dragon's roar. Quite a trick imbuing one's voice with aether. By all accounts, Ashdaya is Golbez's prisoner, yet if she was in the source, it could be that she managed to escape from the void, if only for a fleeting moment. But that is mere conjecture. If we want the truth, then we must go and find it. Come, let us make for Tertium. Our friends are waiting. Hey, free teleport. Let's go. And mid-teleportation, you stole changed goats. So did Varshan? Cool. I trust you know the associates who will be joining us. Hopefully they've been keeping well. People live in such places, do they? Not that I would presume to know their preferences, but it seems uncomfortable. I thought to depart from Razdatan sooner, but Yashola insisted I bring warmer clothes. This vessel does not feel cold as such, but she reminded me that so long as I am Varshan, it would be prudent not to appear overly conspicuous. I don't see them. Okay, here's one of two of the coolest moments in Post Endwalker in this cutscene.
Any moment now.
My friends, 'tis good to see you again.
My jaw hit the fucking ground when it came up. Granted, I'm easily appeased by them making any reference to things that you've done and completed. So.
And you.
Hey.
I was worried
Can
that
I
the
say?
cold wouldn't agree with you, but you're both looking quite well.
You get used to it. It helps that there's no shortage of fuel and heaters like before.
Glad to hear it. Have you been working in Garlemald all this time?
We have. Though the worst is behind them, the people still have a long road ahead. They've taken steps towards forming an interim government, but it will be some time before any large-scale reconstruction effort can be carried out in earnest.
So we'll keep doing what we can until they can finally stand on their own. A lot of Garleans wanted nothing to do with us, but they're starting to come round. Slowly, but surely.
It sounds like quite the undertaking.
Indeed, it has not been easy. But we've been able to make progress thanks to the cooperation of like-minded souls. The Allied nations continue to send supplies, which allow us to meet basic needs such as food and shelter. Meanwhile, Euless and a number of soldiers have begun a restoration initiative, with more and more volunteers joining by the day.
Like Alphino said, they've got a long road ahead of them. But we'll get there together, one step at a time.
Though you yourself helped them take one especially big step, didn't you? In vanquishing that blasphemy in the Tower of Babel?
Oh my god, they make reference to that? Nifty, cool. We'll get to it eventually, I swear.
Thank you.
It's
I can
only
hope that your deed will
like
help the people to find
30
peace and closure.
streams away. More if I keep taking 2 streams to get through a patch.
But enough about events here. What brings you to us? And with new company, besides.
I'm just looking for a dragon, as you do.
This may take rather a long time to explain, but bear with me.
The 13th? After traveling to the edge of existence, I thought you'd keep your escapades closer to home for a while.
Yeah, so did I.
But I suppose there's no stopping you. Not that I'm one to talk, of course.
The heart of an adventurer cannot be denied.
You could have at least invited me, too. Surely there was room enough for me and Grahar in the Undersea Vault.
Thought you were busy. I thought you were busy.
I know, I know. I only meant to tease. Mostly. But on a more serious note, are we sure it's wise to keep Xenos' former avatar around?
It's been fine so far.
I understand how you came to work together, but nevertheless...
If I can beat Xenos and the
You're right to
Avatar,
be
surely
cautious.
I can just beat
I'm a void
the
sent,
Avatar.
after all. But do not conflate me with Xenos.
It wouldn't even be after I fought the universal
To recall
embodiment
my
of
time
despair.
in his service, it angers me.
Is that so? I think we'll get along just fine, you and I.
Now that we are all caught up, to the matter at hand. As we were about to resume our search in the void, I felt the presence of my sister Ashdaya in the source. Somewhere in the far north, perhaps even here in Galmard. If you have seen or heard anything out of the ordinary, I must know.
As a matter of fact, we may have. In recent days, we have had to contend with a surprising number of Voidsent. And not the lesser kind that occasionally manifest, but ones possessed of considerable power.
You think they might have been summoned? By whom?
We're not sure. But as Euless reminded us, practitioners of a certain traditional Garlean art rely upon Void-sent servants. The very same I
There it
believe you have
is!
mastered.
Woo! Oh, yeah, I'm good.
While there are no known Reapers left in Garlemald, we can't rule out the possibility that some are working in secret.
To summon not one, but several powerful Voidsent is no small feat. But if Ashdaya was indeed called from the Void...
Then it is likely the same party is responsible. Alternatively, the etheric confluence at the Tower of Babel may have triggered an expansion of natural fissures one could use to cross over. But I think that improbable, if not impossible.
Then we must assume these events have indeed been orchestrated.
Well, summoned or no, we've been trying to track them to their origin. It's the mountains to the east, we think.
Can you guide us there?
I would, but the terrain is too difficult to traverse on foot. Nor is flying an option due to the winds.
Too much ground to cover in any case. Is there no way to narrow it down?
There is one place we thought to look first. An isolated village rumored to have once been home to a Reaper order.
That would indeed make an excellent start. Though the question of how to get there remains.
Euless may be of assistance. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass and consult him.
I still got the airman. Hang on. Unlock, drag it over, relock so I don't fuck up my hot. So I don't accidentally drag fast blade off my hotbar again. Hang on, why am I even flying, man? Hang on, there we go. Nothing appears to be out of the ordinary here at the camp. Let us see what we find at this village. I had tempered my hopes, but thanks to Alphinaud and Alize, we might yet learn something of Ashdaya. I knew the twins wouldn't disappoint. I expect it's been a while since you spoke with Euless. He will be glad to see you. The people here struggle to survive as it is. The last thing they need is for Garlemald to be overrun with Voidsent. A village of Voidsent users. Lest you think I have feelings on this, I don't. What others do is not my concern. Oh, Arntel, what a welcome surprise. And I see you're traveling with a large crew as usual. Not to suggest that's an inconvenience for us. We'd be happy to share our supplies with you and your allies should you require any. Apologies if we interrupted Euless, but there is a matter we wish to discuss. We've just finished our routine briefing, so you come at a good time. Is this about the Void Scent? It is. From what we can discern, they're coming from the mountains to the east. Practitioners of the Reaper arts once lived in that area, did they not? Yes, they had a village there in the Lapis Manalis caverns. But the Scythe wielders forged pacts with Void Scent and took to battle with the beings at their side. For a time, they played an invaluable role in our military, but the advent of Magitech saw them fall out of favor. And when some were unmasked as insurrectionists, the order was outlawed. The village is believed to be long abandoned. Speaking of their art, it seems you've picked it up. Who was it that taught you? The job teacher's name. Well, I suppose it's neither here nor there now. My sister has been taken captive by Void Scent. I sensed her presence in this land and have come in search of her. If Void Scent have been sighted here, then I believe there is a connection. We should like to investigate these caverns you mentioned, but Alfino tells us they are not easily reached. I'm afraid so. Deep snow and tumultuous winds rule out walking and flying. If you want to get anywhere, you're going to need a Magitech snowcraft. Alas, the last functional one we had has broken down. Should still be over in Cerula Ignis, where it was abandoned. Is there anyone who can fix it? Perhaps the former engineers at Tapper's Den. Their duty included transporting ceruleum tanks to Jatuna Platform G using snowcraft. I expect they had to maintain over the years. That's worth looking into, I'd say. In the course of developing provisions, I've come to know the people there quite well. If they can help us, I'm sure they will. May I ask you to accompany her? Given the presence of Void Scent, it's best that we avoid traveling alone. In the meantime, will you not tell me more about the mountain? I would like to learn as much as I can before commencing our search in earnest. Come with me. I'll introduce you to someone who's well versed in the local geography. Alize, was it? I wish to speak with you. And in that case, why don't you come with us to Tapper's Den? We can chat on the way. Everyone in the regalia? Okay. So with that, I think I'm gonna call it here. We got a little bit more done than was originally on the docket. So you know what? I'll take what wins I can get. So I want to thank anyone for stopping by who did. I really appreciate anyone who gives me the time of day. And until I stream again, have a good one all. I'll also move out of the settlement, so you're spared the same song playing. The same very short song playing on repeat. Here we go. Marginally better. And the mount's making no noise. Anyway, have a good one.